Guys, I'm Crystal. This is my YouTube channel, Beauty Makes Me High. This is my first video. I'm so excited. I had a blast filming it for you guys. I hope you all enjoy it and that you subscribe and press the subscribe button wherever it is. The look I'm doing is a green smoky eye, and I actually wore it out the other night and I loved it, so I was like, this is gonna be my first video. So if you wanna learn how to do this look, please keep watching, and I hope to have many more videos for you guys. All right, so let's get started. I started by priming my face with Mirabella face primer, and I did my brows off camera, but I'm gonna go through and kind of highlight my brow bone with MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NW40. I use Embark eyeshadow to fill my brows in, nothing special. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on that one day. I like to come down with my concealer for looks like this because I will be using a base on the lid of my eye. So while I have the concealer, I just go ahead and go down to the lid as a base for my transition and crease colors. So now we're going to moisturize with EOS Lip Balm. And I mean, who doesn't love this stuff? It's so yummy. Foundation time. I'm using L'Oreal True Match in Soft Sable C6, and I got my bottle and they put the security tag on the front, which is awful. I usually just dot it around my face, whatever I put on the back of my hand. Sometimes I like to make little designs. Makes me happy. I love this foundation because it is light. It gives good coverage. It's really easy to blend, and I don't feel like I have on a lot of makeup. And it doesn't stink. Some foundations don't smell that awesome to me. I'm using the 187 Special Edition brush from MAC. It came out with the Glamour Days set of brushes. And basically I just go in circular motions, blend, and then blend some more. And I'm a little bit, I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I typically blend my foundation probably way longer than I have to, but I like a nice flawless airbrush look, and that comes from really buffing it in and blending it out. Don't forget your ears and your neck when you're blending your foundation in. Next, I'm taking the MAC Pearlglide Intense Eyeliner in the color Undercurrent, and I'm just going to use it as a base for my eyeshadow, and I'm going to use it from the inner to about the middle of the lid. I'm not going to go all the way out to the outer part. We're going to use a different base there. I want to go all the way down to my lash line, and then I kind of just blend it out with my finger. But as usual, when you blend out a color, it kind of loses its intensity. So just go back over it. Make the color as intense as it was before. And then we're going to use MAC's Paint Pot in Blackground and do the outer corner. And I'm actually going to use my fingers for this one. It doesn't have to be neat because you're going to neaten it up once you put the shadows on top. And I'm going to go up into my crease with it. The shape of my eyes kind of allows for a lot of eyeshadow, a lot of color. If your eyes are smaller, you may not want to go up as high as I did. So you want to do the black in kind of a cat eye kind of V in the corner of your eye. It doesn't have to be super neat because you are going to go over it with shadows and blend it out. So if it looks a little scary, don't worry. We're going to clean it up. and wipe it off your finger because you don't want to touch your face and get black on your foundation. Next, we're going to take Saddle eyeshadow by MAC, which is a kind of light medium brown, and I'm using Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, which is one of my favorite brushes to use. And I'm going to use this as my transition color. And as you can see, I'm going right over the top of that black in the crease, but it's still giving me a little, you can still see the definition there. Then we're going to take a small flat eyeshadow brush and use Arena eyeshadow, another matte color, and put that as a highlight color. And I pat it on right under my brow and then blend it out to the sides. So you're going to pat right under the brow bone and then blend it out both ways. And this color is kind of like a peachy, shimmery color. It's one of my favorite highlights because it's not too light for my skin tone. Then I'm going to take a Real Techniques base shadow brush and Embark and start defining my crease. But I'm not going to go yet all the way in to the corner of my eye. I'm stopping right before the inner corner. And I'm just blending. This look, when you do a smoky eye, you need a lot of blending. Then I'm taking a MAC 224 Special Edition brush, and this brush is years and years old, with carbon eyeshadow. And I'm going to start defining, start giving some definition to that outer corner. And this color I want to keep right on top of the green base, right above the lid. I'm packing it on the outer corner and then blending it out right in the crease above the green. And you just blend until you get a look that you're comfortable with. I like dark smoky eyes, so I use a lot of carbon, but if you don't want to go as dark, you don't have to use as much black. Now I'm using my Pro Longwear eyeshadow in Fresh Flare, which is a pretty green. And another one of the special edition brushes from the Glamour Days collection, 282. And I'm just going to pack it on right over the green liner. And I'm going all the way into the inner corner. I'm going to blend it out over the black a little bit so that they overlap. With a smoky eye, you want it to have that gradient effect. You don't want any harsh lines. So blending and making your lines go together and go smoothly in is what makes this look work. And I'm going to go back in with some more carbon and blend it in with the top of the green on the lid. Now I'm going to take an Urban Decay brush, and it came with one of the Naked palettes. It doesn't have any product on it, and I'm just blending out to avoid any harsh lines. So everything is kind of seamless. So if you want to add any more Embark or carbon or your transition color, if you aren't quite happy with what you got, this is where you add it and blend it out again. So off camera I added some liner, and you can see what a difference liner makes. For my top liner, I use Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Liner in Blackest Black with the MAC 208 brush. And then the bottom liner, I used Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in 0. And I'm taking this really old special edition MAC brush. It's a pencil brush. And I'm adding carbon under the lid. When you're doing a smoky eye, you want to make sure that you have something going on under the lid, because if not, it just doesn't look balanced, and you want to have your eye look balanced when you get done with it. So I'm just smudging out the eye pencil and setting it with the carbon. Now it's time for a little dance break, and I am looking for something. Oh yes, clear mascara. I personally don't see paying $1 million for brow gel when Maybelline's Great Lash Clear Mascara is so cheap and can be found at any drugstore. So off camera, I'm gonna put on number G43 eyelashes. You can see what a difference they make. They're out in the little blue box. You can get them from the beauty supply store. And since the lashes only cover up to the middle of the eye, I go in and put my Maybelline Volume Rocet mascara on the inner lashes. Then I am going to use banana powder under my eyes. I don't always use concealer. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I just add a little banana powder and I put it in my eyelash case so that it doesn't make a mess. Because once I get done, I can just close the case and throw it in the trash can. I'm using another one of the brushes from the Glamour Days set, and it is number 130. And I'm just gonna put this right under my eye. The camera isn't really picking it up, but it does brighten a little bit. Of course, it'll brighten more if I had concealer, but sometimes I just don't want to wear concealer under my eyes. I'm gonna put the same banana powder on my nose, my forehead, and again under the other eye. And I kind of put it wherever I would have put concealer. Right on my lip and my chin. And just blend that out. Off camera, I use the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in dark, and I contoured a little bit with Blunt Matte Powder Blush. I'm gonna put Pinch Me blush on my cheeks, and it is a kind of almost skin tony peachy color, pinky peachy color. It's one of my favorite blushes ever in life. And this is my favorite limited edition MAC product. It is called Whisper of Guilt. I'm gonna use the same brush that I used for the banana powder and go in and highlight right above my cheekbones and go up. Some people like to go up into their highlight color. I tend to go up right on the outside of my brow, and I always go back and blend it with my finger. Down my nose, and I really like it right on the tip of my nose. Then I do it on my Cupid's bow and my chin, and then without dipping it back into the product, I go right on my forehead with whatever's left. Now it's time for the lips. And I'm going to actually make a little lip cocktail today. I'm going to use Max Myth first, which is kind of a scary color at first. It is a nude color. And if I use this color by itself, I always go in with a liner. But today I'm gonna put Candy Yum Yum, which I finally got my hands on about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and put that on top. It's a really bright pink, but the Myth kind of brings it down because you don't need too much with this eye look. And just to bring that pink down a little bit more, my favorite lip gloss ever is See-Thru. I'm just gonna put that right on top. And that's just about it, except I kind of feel like my lips are too bright, so I'm gonna go in with a little bit more Myth. Just to bring it down a little bit. And now I'm happy. And that is the completed look, guys. I'm gonna fix my hair a little bit so you all can get a better view. And that's it. I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you subscribe and you come back and see me. I'll be posting videos at least twice a week. So see you next time.